Hello, this is Sarah Fenwick. Welcome to CNR News Club Headlines, where we report the news that's making changes and feature blogs that are making a difference. Congratulations to our 2015 Blogging Award winners Anna Georghallides, Venetia Zannettis and Helena Sage for their outstanding blogs that are making a positive difference in the world. Each winner receives an advertising campaign worth €500 on CNR and a certificate of recognition. We're also delighted to announce the winners of the CNR-EMS Animal Rescue Awards, which go to Rochelle Van Buren in Cyprus and Tina Marie Lythgoe in the United States for their dedication to animal welfare. And now for the main news. Turkey lifts restrictions on 30 military sites in the occupied north suspected of being burial grounds for 1,000 people missing since the 1974 invasion. The Cyprus problem is a European problem, said President Anna Georghallides. Refugees from Tartus, Syria were rescued off the coast of Cape Greco and are recovering in hospital, said authorities. Occupying force Turkey has lifted restrictions on 30 military areas in the north, so the humanitarian organization Committee on Missing Persons, or CMP, can search and identify the remains of Greek and Turkish Cypriots lost in the 1974 invasion of Cyprus. President Nikos Anastasiadis welcomed the Turkish military's decision as a positive step towards learning the fate of the missing persons. The president also called on Turkey to make other steps, including providing unhindered access to the Turkish military's archives and finding the burial sites of displaced bones belonging to missing persons. Access will be given over a 3-year period, starting in January 2016, with 10 sites to be excavated each year. Meanwhile, members of the Greek and Turkish Cypriot political parties visited the CMP's laboratory, where nearly 80 Cypriot scientists and investigators have worked jointly for more than 9 years. There are still over 1,000 Cypriots missing since 1974. The Cyprus problem is a European problem, said President Anna Georghallides in comments to Austrian President Heinz Fischer during his visit to the island on November 3rd. The EU is playing an important role in the efforts to reunify the Greek and Turkish Cypriots under one umbrella, and Turkey is expected to fulfill its EU obligations, said the President. Austria has contributed peacekeeping forces to UNFICYP for the last 50 years, and the President thanked Fischer for the continued support. Austria and Cyprus have also just signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in the fields of education, culture and the arts. Anna Georghallides and Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Akinci have scheduled 6 meetings to discuss the property and other issues in November, with the President saying he is hopeful that with goodwill from the other side, a reunification deal will be closer. Cyprus has one of the world's most complex frozen conflicts, even earning itself the nickname the Cyprus problem. The property issue includes making a deal over bizonality and usurped properties under the definition of a bizonal bicommunal federation with a single international identity. There is a fine line between the single state with 2 zones and a confederation of 2 separate states, and that is the fine line that the leaders now have to walk. Even if they manage to reach a deal that's agreeable to the Greek and Turkish Cypriot communities, there is still the threat of Turkey's belligerent insistence on controlling the Turkish Cypriots and increasing its control by getting a Turkish Cypriot state recognized internationally. Refugees from Tartus, Syria were rescued off the coast of Cape Greco in dangerous weather conditions and are recovering in hospitals, said authorities. The 26 refugees were traveling from Lebanon, where they had paid thousands of dollars to human smugglers to escape the devastation in their home country. They are mostly women and children, one of whom is in serious condition and being treated in Nicosia General Hospital. Meanwhile, the US said it has increased its financial support to the Syrian opposition to $500 million USD amid better relations with Russia, which has also entered the war against ISIS terrorists. Russia had originally supported President Assad, but according to the latest information, is distancing itself from the embattled president. The US has invited the UN to convene a meeting of all credible Syrian opposition groups to start the process for democratic elections. Syria has 22.8 million people, so the scale of the disaster there is difficult to imagine. The UNHCR reports that it has registered 4.3 million refugees in a steadily escalating trend from 2012, with 1.9 million of them living in Lebanon. This means that close to 1/5 of the population has fled the war in Syria. Thanks for watching CNR News Club Headlines. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook. You'll see the links on your screen, or just search for cyprusnewsreport.com. You're more than welcome to join CNR News Club and start your own blog. Visit www.cyprusnewsreport.com to learn more. That's all she wrote for this week. Goodbye for now.